Hello and welcome back to Defense Force
deploying.
4.1. I'm doing a bit of a specialized loadout for dealing with heavy enemies. Because the enemies in this stage are kind of fat and heavy. So, as you can probably tell, we're gonna have to
This is Strategic Command Headquarters. Prevent the enemy from landing.
Yeah, this mission's changed as well.
We will escort you.
Anyways,
Those Hectors are equipped with plasma cannons. Watch out!
you ideally want to make them actually reach you. Oh my god, what the fuck? Okay. Let's try
We can't let them gain
again.
a beachhead. Defend your positions at any cost.
So the air tortoise is, very slow. Wait, what's it gonna do now that it can't aim and attack anything? Oh, I think it goes towards its corpse. Oh my god. I got scared for a moment. Yeah. So, here comes the air tortoise. Yeah, the issue is this thing's gonna remain underwater and I won't be able to get it. You can see it's shooting at me, but when the air tortoise hits, heavy damage has been sustained by it. Sadly for me, as you can see, I cannot dive underwater. How do they do this? Oh, they added this so I can actually climb up. Either way, yeah, so we have to basically wait for them to make landfall before I can actually hit them, but... Okay, I need to remember to aim higher. Oh my god, it's gonna hit it because he's so slow, he's in the way. Never mind. Okay, yeah. As you can see, the strategy for dealing with these guys is, the air tortoise is fun for this specific reason.
The armored unit fighting the Hectors lost. The Vegalta M2s are all destroyed.
Impossible.
It seems the cause is the new walking machines dropped by the enemy. Command Headquarters is now analyzing the data.
Well, we're not gonna be getting any fucking lunch packets back.
Bombardment Hectors are approaching.
Yeah, there's a nurse. Oh wait, there's two enemies over there. Yeah, you can see bombardment hectors are problematic. Sadly for me, all of those goodies are stuck down there. I do find it funny how these tanks can still aim. Okay, now it's a bit more of a fair fight. How do you deal with an air tortoise? Well, you just walk backwards a little. Oh my god. It still fired it. Okay, that's good. Well, remember to always keep moving when there's a Torii targeting you. I can't believe it. It's just walking backwards, dude. Okay, it gets hit. Oh, we're gonna die here. Gets hit once. Okay, now it's been hit twice. So let's run in and try to collect the goods. Oh, I don't even want any. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh. Oh, I missed the goodies. I just need... Honestly, I would have preferred a health kit because once we die here, it doesn't really matter. Another problem... he's gonna... The air tortoise is gonna impact the building. Maybe not? Now we're fine. The air tortoise is really good for slow targets that are approaching you because, it is, for one, the jury is still out on how the air tortoise works. Well, the only thing I do know is that it's remarkably easy to blow yourself up with one. Okay. Shit. We're gonna die here. We're gonna die here, man. Okay. I wish there was a way to forcefully retarget all the missiles already fired. I know that could probably allow for some cheesy strategies, but, like, without them, this can be painful. Oh god, where is that thing headed? I'm just here for the health pack. And all the other stuff's... Oh! No! We were close. Okay, well...
This is Strategic Command Headquarters. Prevent the enemy from landing.
Think I'm gonna rethink this one.
Choose loadout.
And by rethink, I mean
can
I think
equip
I'm going
2
back
weapons.
to the thing which does damage.
Choose loadout. Rangers can equip 2 weapons.
Yeah, the air tortoise is the air tortoise, not the air turtle. Yeah, you can see here. The emerald could be interesting because it's yeah, 120 versus 130, and it targets. Or rate of fire. 320. Okay, well, we'll try
Choose
the.
loadout. Rangers can equip 2 weapons.
I'll try to use one of the snipers
loadout.
and
Rangers can
the
equip 2 weapons.
MLRA.
Select a mission. Select a difficult. Deploying.
Is this the first? No, this isn't the first mission I backed out of, but it's the first mission I got blown up in. It is what it is, you know? I can't win them all, especially not in... You know.
This is Strategic Command Headquarters. Prevent the enemy from landing.
Am I close enough? Yeah, we are close enough to harass them this way. Can't target them with this, though. They're
Those
too far
Hectors are
away.
equipped with plasma cannons. Watch out!
Yeah, I don't know. I know that, like, in the, you know, 4.1 felt like at some... 4.0 felt like it was sometimes, pushing the 360 and,
We
like,
can't let them gain a
PS3 hardware
beachhead.
maybe a little
Defend
bit.
your positions
I
at
don't
any
know what
cost.
fine. Which, I mean, yeah, wow, a game that looks like this runs fine on a 360, but, like... Okay, this is the upgraded version, but it still looks mostly the same, and it just proves how, like... I mean, the 7th sort of generation of graphics aged remarkably well for what it's worth. No, wait a minute, I just realized. I can't fire all of the missiles at the same target. I thought all 10 missiles would go to the same guy. That's not what's happening.
The armored unit fighting the Hectors lost. The Vegalta
Oh,
M2s are all destroyed.
That's a useless weapon.
Impossible.
It seems
Like
the
you
cause
see-
is the new walking machines dropped by the enemy.
Okay,
Command
where is
headquarters
he?
is now
Over
analyzing
there.
the data.
So... I can't even hit him from here.
We're the world's only hope. Fight bravely. Yes, sir.
Come on. Okay, it should be dead soon. So, let's move back.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Then the new ones are gonna spawn in over there.
Bombardment Hectors are approaching.
Dangerous to winners.
So one of them's over here. You see the issue? I only fire one missile. Now, yeah, that is one of the issues I'm facing. Where I have to, yeah, 32 damage, 32 damage, 32 damage. And you can do this all you want, but you can also just do 60, 60, 60, or like No, it's like 70 damage, 70, 70, 70, 70. And it is, one thing which I do really love about the enemies in this game is that, this is like a part of the why, like, faster firing sniper rifles can be good. It's because when you deal a lot of damage to an enemy, you knock them around. And their targeting works by them shooting from their actual weapons, you know? Which means that if they're being knocked about while firing, I think what they do is they just, like, make it so the entire enemy targeting viewpoint is knocked around. They'll fire in the completely wrong direction if, you know, they're being shot at while you know, if they're being shaken about while they're trying to fire. And it is a convenient strategy to stop them from shooting you. Can I jump on this? Nope. Can jump on here, though. Hell yeah. For how long? Stop. See, this is what I mean. Like, you can... Look. The idea of this would be to have a bunch of smaller enemies, and then, you know, you would lock onto everything at the same time and shoot all at once. Can't really have that.
Remain calm. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but the fact the enemies will actually, like, look around and aim and target, instead of just, like, you know, having what a lot of games do, which is, if the enemy will, like, most enemies in most games don't really give a shit about where they're facing, because, you know, they're not programmed to do so, and so they'll, like, move about, and in most games they're programmed to walk forwards, or if they're not, you'll see them walk, like, you know, they walk to the side and then they walk backwards, because there's no real benefit to anything else.
But it appears that they can carry a shield screen generator.
We suffered this much damage just from a transport machine?
Attacks by the Vigalta M2 and air raids were both warded off. Hectors were protected by the shield
You know what I
screen.
mean? I don't even have to
Turned into a
move.
one-way battle.
And it gets
So is the
knocked
machine's
off
purpose to
by
protect other
that.
weapons. A terrifying
There we go.
strategy. This enemy will now be called the Shield Bearer.
Sir, yes, sir.
You can see, yeah, we can't get the stuff, which is disappointing. So yeah. Anywho,
Choose loadout. Rangers can equip two.
for this mission, I'm switching
Choose
back
loadout.
to
Rangers can equip 2 weapons.
this, honestly.
Select a mission.
Anyways,
Select
yeah,
a deploying.
the shield bearers are interesting because they kind of suck, but I like them. Oh, look at all the flicker.
This is footage of the new walking machine. It is deploying a shield screen. It is like the walls of a dome. No weapons have ever penetrated this dome.
Now you may be wondering, how do
Here's
you
air
fight
raid footage.
this? Yeah, how do you fight something that you can't destroy? Because it has an impenetrable dome.
The enemy is unscathed. But look, the buildings around are going through the wall. This tells us that the shield screen only applies to beings with high momentum. So, items with low mass at low speeds can pass through it. In
Get
other
it?
words, humans can pass through the shield screen.
So you have to go up to it and destroy it. This just basically... It defends all the enemies nearby it, which means it's a very useful thing for the aliens to have. Not very useful for me to fight, but... It's also funny because it actually has a funny panicky AI, where it will try to run away from you if you start shooting it. And, it is actually remarkably intelligent. Whenever you shoot an enemy that is close enough to the shield, that... Because, like, they have two modes, right? They have a close-by mode and the far-away mode.
Break through the shield screen and
So,
destroy the shield bearers.
if you shoot an enemy that is close enough to the shield stream... Okay, hold on. What if I...
Humans, however, are small enough
Oh,
to
it
walk
bounces.
right through.
It bounces. Okay, so what would happen normally is, if this shield bearer realizes it is close enough to me, to where, like, because it has, you know, those two modes, the mode where it's small and it can walk around, and the mode where it's static, but it's big, when it raises up its big shield tail.
Okay, this strategy is effective. Humans can pass through the shield screen.
You see, it tries to run away from me.
Fencers, get close
It's
to them
actually
and take them
remarkably
down.
quick. But yeah, the general idea is that these things are like gonna try to defend other nearby units if the other nearby units are gonna try to, you know, so like if okay, you'll see it here.
All ground units disengage from the enemy now.
Okay, so if I shoot this, the other guy, when I get close enough, will try to extend the shield. Yeah, you see, that guy did it. It extended the shield because it's nearby.
The shield screen won't break, but the Air Force is refusing to give up. Air Force squadrons only act when requested.
Shit. Anyways, yeah, and you can see now, it will shrink down to the normal form and run. Oh. Okay, we don't want to be in the airstrike zone. More importantly, you see how it's big right now to defend itself? It will automatically shrink if you enter inside of the wide radius and begin shooting at the things in the radius. If you see here, like I'm shooting at it, and it's gonna realize, you know, oh shit, oh fuck, and it's going to try to go back to the normal.
If you can't break through the shield screen, mankind has no chance.
I'm gonna have to
win
run,
this fight, then humanity will be overtaken by the Ravagers. Win, no matter what.
Call an ambulance, but
Airstrike's
not
imminent.
for me.
Move away from the shield bearers on the double.
That's not here, is it?
Commencing air raid.
It is here. Jesus.
Oh, the Hectors can shoot through shield screens?
No! Okay. That was kind of deserved, but like,
Choose low.
you need to remember to not switch to the
Select
UMJ
emissions.
for this.
Deploying.
Ah. Yeah, whatever. I've noticed, yeah, the loading times have gotten noticeably longer.
This is Fencer. The shield's right in front of me.
We will call the new walker the Shield Bearer. Break through the shield screen and destroy the shield bearers.
Let's try again.
Very large objects, even at a slow pace, cannot move through a shield screen. They just have too much mass. Humans, however, are small enough to walk right through.
Something tells me this is gonna be a bit easier now that I have a weapon that I can actually use for this. I can't believe for, like, how long I have been sleeping on the big kaboom boom grenade launcher.
Okay, this strategy is effective. Humans can pass through the shield screen.
It's kind of funny how I got knocked out by the fucking...
Get close to them and take them down!
Red alert! Inbound airstrikes! All ground
my
units
God.
disengage from the enemy now!
Get back
In
here, you
2017, we knew
bastard.
that the Ravagers had shield screen technology, and we knew they would use it somehow. What was unexpected was the mothership used it, and did so as a wide-ranged wall. That's why we now have the Fencer's equipment.
Come on. Huh. There's still another one underneath. You see here?
Commencing.
The
Oh!
shield screen won't break, but the Air Force is refusing
Why
to give
are you
up.
here?
Air Force squadrons.
Meant to be running
fully
away
act
from me.
when
Also,
requested.
it seems to be running at a faster pace than before. Yeah, the alien bugs... Oh, the aliens are just shooting at me. I should not be firing at this during the airstrike. Okay, now we can shoot.
Air raid complete. Shield bearers are going strong.
Okay, well. And you
The
can
air raid is
see...
over. Ground units continue attack.
all
We're
of
the
these
only
guys
ones who
were
can take down the
obliterated
shield bearers.
because the shield bearer got spooked by me and ran over
There
there
are shield bearers on the river
right
bed
into
ahead.
me.
Destroy them. If you can't break through the shield screen, mankind has no chance. If you don't win this fight, then humanity will be overtaken by the Ravagers. Win, no matter what.
Well,
Red
okay.
alert! Airstrikes imminent! Move away from the shield bearers on the double!
Okay.
Of course. Are you planning to continue the pointless air raids?
Should I order them to withdraw?
The Air Force has honor too. Let them try.
Commencing air raid.
This isn't doing anything. I just also, like... What am I gonna do? You see, the thing flies over and
The Hectors can shoot through shield
they'll try
screens.
to hit it, but nothing happens.
So they only screen out our shots, huh?
Yeah?
We're blocked. There's no way. We can't even hit them. But they can hit us. This game is rigged.
Well, you can see here, right? I come in, I begin shooting,
Shield bearers are unscathed.
and unless this one's programmed differently,
All units, keep attacking.
I don't know how their
Destroy
AI
the
differs
shield
from unit to
bearers.
unit, but shit. Okay, sure. Throw me out. Shit.
Surprisingly, Ravager's projectiles can pass through their shield screens.
You don't
So
say.
the screens can distinguish friendly attacks from enemy attacks. Their technology is so advanced.
Can I have one of those shield screens, please? I mean, I could be playing Defensive class and use the shield, but a shield stops me from equipping dual autocannons, which is a little bit cooler than an autocannon and a silly shield. Because what's better than good defense? Ensuring that you don't have to defend in the first place by immediately obliterating your opponent. Come on. Oh, shit. Come on. Come on. Oh my god. Come on. You're nearly dead. There we go.
We're picking up another shield bearer.
Okay, I did not remember this part of the mission being there. I mean, the beginning of the mission was
Hectors have been
changed.
spotted in the direction of the shield bearer.
No, the shield bearers are trying to rendezvous with the Hectors. If we can pass through the shield screen, shield bearers themselves are nothing to fear. But once they start defending other enemies...
Ah! Why are they so
Shield bearers
fast?
must be designed to provide cover for Hectors.
Fucking...
Destroy the shield bearer before it joins the Hectors.
I would if it wasn't a fucking light speed vehicle, okay?
They're not a threat in and of themselves, but their defenses can turn a battle against us.
Yeah. Well, I can't reach it, can I? It's so fast. Okay, it's defending one Hector. It's not even defending it. Okay, I missed all my shots. I am gonna okay. Yeah, see? So now I'm shooting it, and now it tries to defend it. And so I'll run right in. And, yeah, you see? Now it immediately... Oh my god. Now it immediately, like, tries to shrink down so that I can't do what I've been doing. It is remarkably intelligent, and this is, like... Fuck. Oh, I'm so fucked. Okay, time to run! This is something that I do really love about this game specifically. It's, well, not this game, but the entire series. It's basically the core definition of how deceiving a game's general, like, looks can be. Because, you know, graphically, it's no Cyberpunk 2077. You know, mission-wise, you just load up into a mission and go. The story, it's there, in a sense. But the thing is that, like, you know, this is what I mean by Defense Force. I mentioned, I think in the last video, the concept of, like, how, you know, no, I mentioned this in a completely different situation, but people like to talk about things being for the fans, not realizing that they're discussing fan service. But I feel like that also the discussion of fan service in general kind of falls apart because it ends up being in a, like, Guna sort of... It goes in a very Guna direction whenever people discuss fan service, you know? Because people discuss that kind of, you know, the anime fan service. But people forget that there is more to fan service than anime boobs, and this is one of the this is one of the biggest examples of, like, what fans, you know, of a game series being designed for, like, you know, the fans of the game series. It's very much how, like, you know, XCOM 2 is designed for people who are already fans of XCOM. If you start with XCOM 2, like I did, you will have a miserable experience and think the entire series sucks, because everybody has been talking about how great it is, and then you try to play it, and oh look, it's a bunch of random bullshit where you're forced to die again and again and again. And it is a huge difference between... I remember discussing this with a friend, where, like, there is a pretty colossal difference between Western RPGs and Japanese RPGs that people don't talk about. And one of them is in the sort of design principle, right? Because oftentimes, a lot of Japanese RPGs were designed with the, you know, with their own little, you know, idiosyncrasies that were different from Western RPGs. Oh my god, I'm fucking stuck! Okay, that was some bullshit.
This is Fencer.
Okay, regardless, we have to do the entire mission again.
We will call the new walker the Shield Bearer. Break through the shield screen and destroy the shield bearers.
So what ends up happening, right,
Large object
is,
at a slow pace. cannot move through
I'm gonna
the
have to
shield
speak over
screen.
the guy,
They
so
just
sadly.
have too much mass.
So what I have to
Humans,
go back
however,
to,
are
right,
smart
is
enough to walk right
so
through.
first of all, to finish the fan service thing, I'm gonna say just like, you know, adding more levels, adding an even sillier plot, adding the fanciest guns, adding even cooler aliens. That is the fan service of the Air Defense Force games, because that's what we want. But in regards to, you know, the RPG stuff, right? So a lot of Japanese RPGs are inspired by games like Dragon Quest and such, right?
Humans can
And
pass through the
it all
shield screen.
basically, at some point, evolved
Fencers,
from
get close to them and take
Dungeons
them
and
down.
Dragons, right? That was the
Red
sort of
alert.
original game
Inbound
RPG.
airstrikes. All ground units
Because
disengage
it
from the
was
enemy now.
very clearly evolved from, you know,
2017, we
normal
knew that the
RPGs.
Ravagers had shield
However-
screen technology, and we knew they would use it somehow. What was unexpected was the mothership used it, and did so as a wide-ranged wall.
I'm gonna have to
That's why we
run,
now
because
have
when
the
these guys are
defensive
close by,
equipment.
yeah. So, what basically ends up happening
Air raid commencing.
in the
The shield
world
screen won't break, but the
Oh my
Air
God.
Force is refusing to
within
give
the
up.
relatively, like,
Air squadrons.
oh shit.
Only act when requested.
Oh my god! I can't move! Yeah, that's gonna, I need to not do that, because I keep forgetting that, like,
The shield screen is right in front of me.
that happens every
We'll
single
call the
time.
Moonwalker the shield bearer. Break through the shield screen and destroy the shield
You get
bearers.
stun locked by them, and it sucks ass.
Very large.
Remind me to change this later back to 100. So, the issue... Okay, the game does feel really odd without any of the funny voices, but the issue which we run into is the fact that, basically, like, a lot of Japanese RPGs, kind of try to handle stuff sort of strategically, in a way that a lot of Western games don't, because Western games have an entirely different idea of strategy. Like, in a lot of games inspired by Dungeons and Dragons, a huge part of the experience is, you know, rolling the dice. So, you know, every single time, am I gonna hit an enemy? Am I not gonna hit an enemy? I have to do a dice roll. In a lot of Japanese games, this has been sort of either abstracted, or it's been designed in a way where it is less important or more influential. Or, like, where it's less important, or sometimes influential in a very different sort of way. So, like, in the sense of, you know, a lot of RPGs, they may have a hit or miss chance, let's say, for instance, depending on the level difference between you and the enemy. So if the level, so, you know, if you are much higher level than an enemy, it may not even, oh god, it can still shoot at me from there. Like, if you are a level that's too low compared to the enemy may just, you know, not be able to be hit because it's too high level, you know? Your hit chance, oh my goodness, it is so much lower than its dodge chance that you won't be able to hit. And maybe, you know, in the same sort of respect, maybe if you are very high level, an enemy may just also not be able to hit you because your dodge chance is so high compared to the hit chance that they just can't hit you. And this is opposed to a lot of Western RPGs where, instead of hit chance being a sort of, like, equalizer, instead of it being a reward for, like, carefully doing stuff, or in the case of a game like Pokemon, for instance, you know, or, like, you know, it being a reward for a status effect, or, you know, for, like I said before, like in Pokemon, you know, also in Pokemon, where, like, you have an enemy that, like, a move that can do more damage than usual, but has, like, a chance to miss. So, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, this move kinda sucks, But, yeah, I kind of have no choice but to use it, so I shall use it. It's very much one of those things. And honestly, you know, as somebody who's only really grown up... Okay, we have to run. As somebody who's only really grown up playing Japanese RPGs, and not even really playing with many of them, God fucking damn it. Fucking, okay. Let's try that, let's try that again. But yeah, okay, I need to immediately ignore all of these shield bearers and go for those guys. Fuck it. Anyways, yeah. So what ends up happening is, in a lot of Western RPGs, the idea is that you are basically, okay, a lot of Japanese RPGs stem from consoles, right? And consoles were often a bit stingier with where or when you can save, right? I think that could have been a much better place to begin the conversation, right? But Western RPGs are basically kind of designed around the idea that you can save anywhere and that you are going to save scum. And because of that, a lot of their combat is designed with save scumming in mind, which means that if you're, for instance, playing, you know, against a tough boss, maybe the idea is that the game expects you to keep saving... Oh my god! Saving and reloading. I'm dead. Again. Okay, well, I know this will work. I just have to be there a bit differently. Anyways, yeah, like, the idea is that, you will keep, like, saving and reloading again and again and again and again until you eventually get it. And a lot of Japanese RPGs are designed around the idea that with good strategy and, like, you know, a fair level and a good strategy, you have a pretty good chance of winning, right? It depends on the boss, you know, obviously, you know, the higher end boss will require a higher level of strategy, a lower end boss will require, you know how it goes. But the point I'm making is that the result of all of this is that a lot of the time, when you're playing a JRPG, luck may mean that sometimes, you know, you got unlucky, and that sucks. Or sometimes, wow, you get lucky, and you win. But luck just isn't a factor as massive as it is in many Western RPGs, where you may literally win or lose depending on nothing but a roll of the fucking dice. And that sucks. I'm gonna be honest, I understand that, like, this is how the genre is built, but I hate it. I've always despised, like, having, well, a few things in my RPGs. Number one, I've always despised, and this isn't just an RPG thing, but just, like, having a situation where a game that isn't built around reflexes, or I guess, you know, the core concept, is designed not around reflexes, then suddenly, like, requires me to start, you know, parrying, or like, you know, in order to play the game comfortably, it's designed either around parrying, or it's designed around, you know, quick time events, that sort of stuff. I did not like the fight against Krauser in RE4. Yeah, I can definitely tell you that. And it's not just that, it's also the reason why I haven't really been that interested in Expedition 33. It's because one of the primary parts of that game's combat entirely relies on me being able to shoot things with, like, you know, me being able to then parry all the enemy attacks. And in an RPG, you know, I don't want to focus on parrying incoming attacks I want to focus on what is the next move the enemy is gonna do. How should I react to it? Is there a way I can foresee the enemy can do? Is there, you know, something else I can do? Oh shit, what do I do next? That is, like, what I want to be thinking when I'm playing an RPG. That also includes, like, you know, just turn-based ones or, like, action kind of ones. Obviously, it's different if it's, like, an action game, you know? Which are sort of reactive by default. But you get me. So the end result of all of this, as you can probably presume, is it's like, you know, having to then not really think about that, and then parry a bunch of the attacks if I want to have an even vaguely fair chance to win. That's just not gonna sound fun. And so, you know, I've never really enjoyed that sort of stuff, because parrying is just not very fun. Especially, like, when, you know, all you're doing when you're parrying is, in most games, right? Basically, it's just a way to nullify damage. And so it's like, you can have the most carefully constructed battle system in a game, but when you just have the parrying system, there's also, like, a thing with, you know, the worst part of every Paper Mario game, right? You know, it's no longer really about strategy, because in most games, like, maybe not in most games, but, like, you know, in the Thousand Year Door, they added Super Guarding, which not only parries the enemy's attacks, but also damages them in return after parrying them perfectly, right? So technically, you can go into every single fight while being dealt 0 damage, while, you know, being able to dish out as much as you want. You can actually dish out extra damage, because that extra damage is, you know, the reward you get for parrying. And it just makes for an experience that is inherently unbalanced. And I very much do not like it. And, because it just... First of all, where is it running from? Where is it running to? Okay. I'm gonna get decently far away from it, so I don't get blown up. But yeah, the issue we're facing in, like, a lot of the RPG discussions is that people act like they're all the same, and they're really not. Like, yeah, if there was Expedition 33 rebalanced around, you know, that sort of stuff, then I'd be much happier with dealing with it. Because the thing is, right, in a lot of games, HP is, you know, sort of like in a defense force, right? HP, especially when you don't have a lot of it, stops really being, you know, a resource. Like, I think a good example of this is Dark Souls, right? HP in a game like Dark Souls, where you have a limited amount of it, you have the flasks, but, you have a limited amount of flasks. No, I've never played a Dark Souls games. I'm going off of my Kingsfield knowledge, because I know you have the same, crystal flasks you get in Kingsfield and Dark Souls. They're just called Estus flasks. Ah! Fucking piece of shit. But yeah, basically the end result of the Dark Souls thing is that the idea is that you avoid getting hit. And all of your other resources, granted it's a little bit different in Kingsfield, where you can just have enough potions for every encounter and then wail on them like a fucking maniac. You know, in the harder games, HP is the buffer you have between failing on an encounter, parentheses, getting hit, and losing the encounter properly, parentheses, dying. That's the difference. But in a sort of JRPG situation, right, your HP is sort of like just another resource you have to manage. So, you know, that's why you basically always have healers, because the idea isn't that you're going to enter a battle and then win. you know, like, enter a battle and, you know, it's a duel to the death. It's a duel to see who has the better resource management, basically. And so, like, if an enemy can, like, make you run out of health and healing before they run out of it, that means that, you win. That is also why enemies being able to almost arbitrarily heal themselves in a situation where you also can't almost arbitrarily, you know, heal yourself, that's why that feels unfair. That's why it felt unfair in, like, one of the Dynasty Warriors games where, like, one of the early ones, where you're fighting an enemy and you get him low on health, then you knock him down, and then he gets back up and fully heals, you know? That's just not something that players want to deal with because they don't see it as fair. But in an RPG where you can just heal, that's, you know, something that people are fine with. And so when you take that and compare and contrast it with... okay, now I'm going to put the volume back up. When you compare and contrast that with what would happen if we would add parrying into, like, a system where your HP is just resource management, it just stops making the gameplay interesting. It makes it worse. That's all it does.
We already took down the Ravager's defense. Shall we commence a counterattack?
I do really love this texture. Look, it's just... bush. Look at this beautiful bush. Anyways, I'm very well aware that this kind of took a lot longer than I would have... like 20 minutes more than I expected. Whatever. It's fine. See you next time. Goodbye.